Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, boys and ladies. But I think mainly boys probably watching this video. I mean, hey, shout out to the ladies who are watching this video. Listen up, 7 days until the EAFC web app. Some of you guys are going to see this video 6 days, 5 days. Are you guys excited? I'll tell you guys this about my perspective. You know, being somebody that's been playing FIFA since like 07. The gameplay these days doesn't get me that excited, but something every single year that gets me excited is grinding. It doesn't matter what the game is, bro. I will be there. I will freaking be there. Now, some of you guys must have forgot, all right? And I don't need to tell you, okay, some of my past, but, all right, we always got the brains for the trading, for the market, so we're going to be back. Last year, I really kind of got back into trading a lot until at least Team of the Year, and I got up to like, I think 7, 8, 9, 10 mil for Team of the Year. So we're going to be back on that grind this time around. This video is going to be all about preparing you for the web app, which is going to be next Tuesday or Wednesday. I believe it will be Wednesday the 18th officially. We're going to have a crazy stream. We're going to be streaming on Twitch and YouTube for that. We're going to be going on Twitch for the whole fall like we always do, but we will be doing a couple YouTube streams for the larger days. Actually, I'm going to be doing a YouTube stream tomorrow, I think, for the release of eFootball, because we're going to be playing that all day. That's for the 2025. So we're going to talk today about how to get ready for the FC25 web app. Look, for me, this is one of the best times of the year. The web app, the first couple days on the game, you just can't go wrong. You know, EA could release like FIFA 05 and I wouldn't even care because I would do it. I would try to build up my team. I really love the time of the year where we're using gold cards and we're trading. So what you guys could expect in this video, I'm kind of going to just try to give you guys my tips and expertise on all the years I've been doing this and what works and what doesn't work. Look, I know there's a lot of people out there giving advice, but one thing for sure you can do on this channel is you guys can trust me with advice, man, all right? I have ran a very successful club year after year, some years more than others, but we do a really good job around here navigating the market and knowing what's going on. So what I wanted to go over real quick is this. I've been seeing a lot of people make videos on kind of like how to spend your FIFA points. You guys don't have to worry about that yet, okay? So don't be going around like, hey, how do I spend this? How do I do that? You guys are not going to have your FC points until next Friday. All right, so the web app comes out on Wednesday. That's not going to be until next Friday, and we'll do a video kind of breaking down maybe what you guys could expect and what you should do. Really, guys, in terms of the pre-order bonus, there's not that much going on this time around. You're going to basically just go on the web app, and it's going to be that. You might have a couple of packs because last year, so in the past, the best part about the web app was that when you went on the web app, you had, if you were playing the previous couple of years, EA gave you some packs, right? They were saying, hey, thanks for playing this FIFA. Thanks for playing that one. Here's a 7.5K pack. Now, guys, you might listen to that and say, what does a 7.5K pack? It does a lot for you guys. You know, at that time, when you have zero, anything that's tradable is great, but it's going to be a little different this year than FC24 because FC24 EA kind of segued and I guess for lack of a better words, you could say they kind of changed their brand. So FIFA went to FC. FIFA's going to actually be back out in a couple years. It's just going to be by 2K. So that's a whole other interesting point. That's a bit a ways away. But FC is now what FIFA was. And so what EA is going to probably do this year, for anyone that played FC24, which in their eyes is the first year of FC, you may actually get a welcome backpack or two because you're a second-year player. If you're new to FC25, you may not get that. So that's just a little bit of a heads up. We may be seeing welcome backpacks again. We didn't really see that last year. They gave you, pretty much they gave everybody a couple standard packs, but if you guys go back to like FIFA 19 and FIFA 20 and 21, you guys remember sometimes you got like 8 or 7 packs if you'd been playing on that same account for a couple of years, and then other people would only get 3. I like that idea, so we'll see if it starts to build to that. You're not going to see any of the pre-order bonuses. You're not going to have any of this stuff when you get on the web app. So basically what I wanted to go through with you guys and talk about today is I kind of wanted to just do like a little rundown in the background and give you guys some tips and tricks of things that you guys could expect. This is a video that is exactly my video last year from the web app, right? So the web app releases around 1 p.m. Eastern time. It usually gets soft launched a little bit before that. As you can see in the bottom right corner, it's 12:56. A lot of you guys may be asking, will I dress up this year? Maybe. I look pretty fly. I'm not going to lie. I think I need to dress up more. I need to feel like, my job is real because you guys make me live in this alternate reality. I don't even know how I'm so blessed to be able to do this job. So maybe I'll dress up like that. I'll start looking like I'm an investment banker or something, although that's way too casual to be looking like I'm an investment banker. So here you can see it says, welcome back, Dancing Dog. The chat is going crazy. So if you guys want to see that in the top left, there it is, right? I chose Brazil. I feel like choosing Brazil, France, England. Usually that's not a bad play. You can see here, this is what we got going on. Nothing too crazy. You could choose a loan, so there's not too much going on there. Then when we get there, you choose a couple kits. I think the kits are the only tradable stuff. And something that FC changed this year was that they made a lot of the SBCs untradeable at the start. They kind of been going that way more over throughout the years. I believe more of the hybrid nations, the hybrid leagues, which is a group SBC, used to be able to do those. And they were all tradable packs. Now it's like half and half. So it's really tough. A lot of people in my chat, you can see you can't use FIFA points. You can't spend your FIFA points. Guys, you can't do that on the web app period. EA make that so you can't do that. So basically, what is the web app period, right? It's a 2-day period where no one has the game, right? So people that played or have an account, you can only go on the web app if you played, I think it's like a certain amount of days before August 15th for that previous calendar year. So new accounts can't even go onto the web app. And basically, it's just a period where everybody's starting to set up their club. It's so funny. You don't see this in any other video game. I mean, the hype for this is just crazy. There will be tens of thousands of people just going onto the web app, discarding kits and balls. But that's because it's really fun to try to start building up your bankroll so that when you get onto the game, you're ready to go. Something that you guys may be just watching this video speculating and wondering, the number one thing that you should not do, if I would recommend something over the years, do not do, I see it all the time. People will literally go through, discard their kits, right? Discard all the balls, discard the players, right? And some of those players, two things we're going to talk about here. Some of those players and balls and kits do sell, right? In the case of the ones that don't sell, right? I think I checked this Vitesse kit, and I was seeing if it sold. I think I got a viewer to buy it. I'll be honest, guys. I'm comparing price, seeing what's up. It's good to get coins quickly, but the number one thing you should do is definitely list some cards and players and kits and all that for like an hour or so. It's definitely important. What was that lag? Definitely do that for a little bit. See if you can get a sale or two because it is going to be worth it. No one's going to really be buying contracts, but the main thing I want to talk about here is do not buy a starter team. Don't do that because that's something a lot. I don't know why. If you go on like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, people say, when do I buy my starter team? Do not buy your starter team on the web app, okay? It's not going to be worth it. Even if you see a player that, like, for example, you want Frimpong and he's 5K and you know he's going to be 15K in 3 days, don't just pick him up and put him in your team unless you're literally not going to be able to go onto the game because you're going to be able to do more with those coins over the couple of days. So you can see here, I'm up to 1,000 coins. I really haven't done that much. I'm checking out Team of the Week. I think I probably had 20 or 30,000 viewers here. So it is also tough when you are live like that, you know, to go through and really do everything that you want to do. So what we've seen here is that we have a untradeable pack, right? So these are all group rewards. I think I was doing these to try to get a couple of packs right there. I don't look at that. That's probably one of the most shameless situations you will see. I think I somehow saw one of them on the market and I overlisted it, and probably a viewer who had the game bought it off me. I don't know, but let's say I have 1K right here, right? So obviously a little fortunate for that. Going through, you know, doing the silver packs, doing all the objectives. That's something that EA changed in FC24. So going by, I have all these previous years where we have the web app and we can go through and talk about it. Going by FC24, that's probably what we'll expect again this year. I don't see EA going and making a ton of these packs tradable. It was something that was really fun in the past, but as you can see here, most of the packs are untradeable. So it's going to be really hard to do that. We're going through here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the entirety of this was untradeable. I think there might have been like a glitch or something that now I'm kind of remembering. There's some objectives that you can get some coins. So what you can see here is I kind of jumped right onto the market. I think that the team that I had was pretty much all untradeable. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to go look at that in a minute, see what's up. It's just, listen, it's chaotic. And like the web app is that period of time where if you're just making a couple of 100 coins an hour, you're doing pretty well. I don't know if the overall effort of the web app these days is actually worth it. Because the web app sometimes previously was out for like 4 or 5 days. So you could get a really crazy head start, right? Whereas nowadays, it's out 2 days before the 7-day pre-order access. A lot of people in the past had 3-day. That changed a couple years ago and EA made it 7 days. We used to have a whole era with like EA Play and you had to buy all these accounts. it's really different now. You get 7 full days on the pre-order access. So I just don't know. Look, guys, don't be that guy that's like, you're pulling an all-nighter. You're ordering takeout. You're not going outside because you got to sit on the web app for 36 hours in a row. Don't do that. It's not going to be worth it. It's just, look, it's cool to try to sit there and make 15, 20, 30K, and it will help you, but it's not going to be the end all of the world, right? And obviously you can see, if we just freeze frame this right here and like talk about this for a second, a lot of the coin objectives in the beginning, guys, are based on like playing games and stuff. So you can see where the advantage of having the game is really like advantageous for sure. And obviously in my title for the first year ever, I think I said pain in the title with a crying face because EA last year made a lot of this web app untradeable. So you had less coins to work with. If you discount the fact that somebody lazy bought my kit that I had for 4K, I would have 1,000, like 1,400 or 1,000 coins right now, right? So I would not be there. And we're kind of just going through claiming stuff, checking out the market, checking out Stadium. So what I'm doing here is this is what will kind of be important for you guys to do. Now, obviously, people are going to be on different budgets. There's a lot of stuff you can do here on the web app. And as I just told you guys, right, that don't buy a starter team, the reality of the people that go on the web app, most people do it anyways, right? So even though I'm telling you that and maybe 100,000 people will watch this video, it doesn't matter. All of you have heard that, and if all of you listen to my advice, it doesn't matter. There's hundreds of thousands of people still going to go on the web app and buy starter teams, which means when you get on the web app, you discard those 2 kits you get that are tradable. I don't know if the team I had was untradeable. I need to go back and look at that. I can't tell by the logo. What you can see here is I've started to kind of set up a filter where I'm like, okay, let's look at this, right? So I think I went gold, maybe gold rare, like Premier League center backs. Tried to do a sniping filter, tried to do like a bid filter, was looking through here. And so basically we're at a period here where like, if you can discard a couple of players, if you can discard a couple of kits, whether your budget is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, it really doesn't mean all that much. You can find your own filter. So for my budget right here, I was trying to find a couple of players, right, that looked like people were going to try to get them for their starter teams. Timber was a transfer. Joe Gomez is always like a meta starter center back. So as you can see here, I've kind of watch listed Gomez, and I'm starting to try to bid on some players. I'm looking at a random Brazilian gold common, right? Just random stuff here, right? So Joe Gomez, I think I was bidding on him, right? And his next cheapest was maybe like, I don't even know what his next cheapest was. I think it was like 5 or 7K, right? It was 7K. So somebody had listed him for 2.8. Now, in this scenario here, right, I didn't want to be greedy. So what I did, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we have the edit in here. I don't know if we even, do we even have the edit in here? So what I did here was, I'm pretty sure you'll see me undercut a lot, right? Because I want to secure the sale. A huge tip with this web app, whether you're trading with players that are 300 coins, 600 coins, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, you do not want to get stuck with a player. That's the #1 tip I can give you guys. And I had it happen on this video, and you guys will see, and it really hurts to have that happen. You don't want to list too little, but here's what I'm doing here. I'm double checking, right? His cheapest is 7.5, okay? So what I'm going to do here, I'm pretty sure, is I'm seeing where this bid goes, right? Because I'm trying to gauge the demand for this card right now. What do people want to pay? So he's on bid at 3.6. I don't know if this genuinely went for 3.6. We will see. So the bid keeps going up. And so basically what I think I was looking to see, how high did that bid go? I think I'm checking out some other players too, like Ake, who's at, what, 1.9. So his cheapest next was 2, so I didn't see a lot of margin there. You can see I'm just looking around the market a little bit. I don't even know if I listed that Joe Gomez. I might have been just chilling for a little bit and seeing if anything else happened. I don't even think I listed it, did I? Let's see. I don't even know. I don't even see any part in this video where I listed. So I ended up listing it for 5.4, right? I didn't get too greedy. Cezinha, I don't even remember when we sniped that. Where did we get Cezinha from and McKennie? Where did we get those two from? I feel like we're skipping through here too much. Where did we get Cezinha and McKennie from? Cezinha, is there a chance that maybe Cezinha? Nah, I must have sniped him at some point. So that footage is not in here. But Cezinha, oh, right here. Cezinha is a perfect idea of a card to trade with, right? Because Cezinha is like a Brazilian 5/5 card. He's in an off league, but he's like a perfect card that, Twitter and the communities of YouTube get super excited about. Like, I need him in my starter team. So I'm going through here. I think I'm bidding on him. And what you see me do here is I'm just looking for bids. When you have, like, I had a lot of people watching me on this time, so it's really tough, to try to, like, sit there on a sniping filter, so bids are going to obviously have to be the way. I think I went and even looked at Adeyemi. This is a card that a lot of people were getting really excited about. You can see the supply is almost dead, right? And so most years we do see more supply on the market, but because EA went way harder with untradeable packs, there's like no supply. Adeyemi only has 5 cards on the market. So I think I won that Cezinha for like 2K or like 2.5, listed at 3.5. I think I might have won that McKennie for like 700 and listed for 1K. As you can see, the types of players that I am trading with, most of these guys are starter cards. Timo Werner. I mean, these are all cards that people want to use. Something that's really underrated with the web app too is trading with silvers. I like to look Brazilvers or Premier League silvers or La Liga silvers. Anyone that looks like a good silver. We used to have way more margins with silvers trading with them in the past. Not as much anymore because the whole idea of people using silver teams and stuff like that, it's not really as much in FIFA, whereas in the previous web apps, we go back to like 16, 17, 18, man, trading with silvers used to be the move. It was OP. Nowadays is not as crazy, but you can still make some coins with them. I think I was definitely trying to. Silver's a little bit more fluctuations on the market. Just depends. I think I was looking at Timo Werner here because, you know, obviously he's 10K. His bids were like at 7. So look, I don't think on the web app there's enough coins for you to buy a card at 7 and directly list under the buy now. What I mean by that is that usually during the year with FIFA, right? If you buy a card at 8K and he's like 8.5 cheapest, if you list at 8.4, he'll probably sell. That's not going to happen on the web app. You're not going to be getting 100 coin undercuts because most of the web app is people trying to make coins. So what you need to do on the web app, for example, in this Timo Werner situation, I'm probably trying to win him around 7. The tax there is not that crazy. It's a couple hundred coins. And so basically what I'll try to do is potentially, all right, list this Timo Werner around 9 or 8,800, right? Because what's going to happen there is if his next cheapest is 10K, a trader is potentially going to look at that and say, okay, I can make some coins on that and play that risk, right? They're going to be able to make a couple hundred coins. I'm leaving some margin in the trade for them, but it's still risky. And it's even risky for me because if you look in the top right, this trade puts me down to 360 coins, but that's what the web app is going to be. You're going to have to take a lot of risks, right? It's a part of the process. Let's see if I end up winning a Timo Werner here because I don't even remember. I'm down to 60 coins, so that's literally like my last coin for Timo Werner. I don't even know how this trade went because I can't even remember. And I think, yes, as you can see, guys, I'm pretty sure. I think the team that you get is tradable because you can see a lot of my team is missing. So here we go. We won a Xavi Simons for 2.5. And I go on the compare price, and a lot of that is going to be happening. You're going to have to get dumb luck. That's how I got Joe Gomez. I tried to win that for 2. That would have been nice because I probably could have sold him for 2.3 or 2.4. This Xavi Simons trade doesn't really look like it's working out. I bought him for 2.5, and he's literally stalling at 2.6, 2.7. So I got out of that one. I took a little tax loss, but I got out of that one. Let's see where I'm going now. I'm looking at Ben Yedder. I'm trying to win him on bid. I'm looking at Mudryk, who was a card that got an upgrade and looked hyped. Obviously, got transferred to Chelsea. I remember on the web app last year, him and Garnacho were like really, really good players to trade with. Trying to win a Ben Yedder. I think I got a processing glitch. No, I ended up winning him for 5.9. That's out of this world. That's crazy. So the bids last year, it looks like that's where a lot of the money was. I'm trying to get ahead as quickly as I can right now with these coins because there's less people that will be able to compete with me at those prices. That's a really nice trade. You can see that he's 12,000 coins, so I'm trying to get out for like 9.4, just take the profit, even if he goes to 11. Look, one of the worst things you can do on the web app is spend time looking at these cards that you'll never be able to afford. It's also painful. I can't tell you the amount of times on the web app that I was sitting there watching a Hullet, watching I think a Puskas last year go for like 1 million coins. These players in a couple weeks will be going for 4 to 6x their price on the first day. It's just, man, it's crazy to see. If you're one of those people that somehow in the first couple of days like gets one of these cards, unless you can sell them at some ridiculously overpriced price and then invest all those coins into other players, I just would say sit with the card because these cards will go up for so many weeks. I mean, obviously not a Bobby Moore at $1 million. If someone can somehow sell that, you're a god. But I more mean like the Hullet, the Puskas, the Vieira. If they're only $1 million or $2 million, just hold on to them. I think I started to look a little bit just at heroes, but more of this for me was just showing people kind of like for the show of it. Seeing what's up. Already seeing Cristiano Ronaldo at 140K. That turned out to be way too expensive. Ronaldo just didn't even really sell much this year. I don't even know what other filters I'm going with here. I mean, you could do a ton of stuff. You could try to start finding like filters like, yeah, Prem center backs, Maybe it's like Brazilian left backs, right? Where you have a couple of players that are all around the same price and that you could try to like do 200 coin snipes under. The only other warning I will give a lot of you with the web app, and this is just another tip, there's a lot of people that are using these sniping bots, these tools on the web app. I don't know if they're risky or not, whether people want to admit or say it is risky, it's not risky. It doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is, on the web app specifically with sniping, the competition is crazy, right? Because you have auto buyers, you have bots, you have a lot of this going on. So I do think sniping is a lot harder to do these days than it used to be. I think there's just a lot more people that are abusing the ability of how to kind of do stuff like that. So what are we doing here? We're down to what? We have 135K, right? And okay, so no, the starter team is not untradeable. So I must have been putting, it is untradeable. So I must have been putting, it says this item cannot be traded, right? So I must have been putting a lot of those players into SBCs. So I'm looking at Anthony, I'm looking at Garnacho. I've got 9,000 coins, right? So how did I spend my 9,000 coins here? I think I must have sold Timo Werner, right? Because Timo Werner or Ben Yedder went up, right? So I sold them, and then you can see there, Ben Yedder drops off a cliff, right? He's down to like 7K. So that's why when he was 12K, I undercut. I tried to get the margin. Somebody got stuck. Somebody got stuck with that card. I don't know where I bought a bronze for 200 coins. I think I was trying to do some SBCs to do some packs for the stream as we went. Open a 7.5K pack. Got Chiellini, right? That means absolutely nothing. Not only that, it's untradeable, right? So all these were untradeable, and that's where EA started to make it a lot harder to cook on the web app. I'm just kind of scrolling through here, seeing what I'm kind of cooking. But you can see I'm kind of working with those kind of starter players. So here's the situation that I got in trouble with, right? There was an 86, and it was a female player. It was a new player. I bought her for like, what, 3.7? I think I won her on bid. And I listed for 5.9, and she was like 6.1, and she just didn't have any demand. So I ended up getting stuck with that card for like hours. I don't even know if I ended up selling that card. I think I tried. So what my advice to a lot of you guys is, like, when you're on the web app, you really just want to focus on trading with players that have starter team demand, because that's where all the people's eyes are. That's where everyone is at this time. I think I was looking with Adeyemi, who's probably a little bit more than starter team demand. I think I started, you could see here, I think I started trading with Stones a little bit, right? What's going to happen too is, as the hours after the web app goes, there's going to be fluctuations like crazy. So what I mean by that is, like, 1 hour Cezinha, everybody could be buying him for a starter team at 3K, and then the demand is done. Those buyers leave, and there is some more supply, and he drops to like 2K. Stones, right? Some people, like, 1 hour might be buying up Stones, and there's just not enough supply to stay with the demand. He may go from like, what, 2 to 3K. So you may see that a lot. There's going to be stuff like that happens. So what I can tell you about that is, like, we'll go through and talk about that real quick. Now, I want to go out of here because I want to show you guys, like, kind of what I mean by that. So let's go here and look at FC25 players on Flippin', right? And let's just go look at like all FC25 players, and maybe let's look at like popular, right? Because I assume popular. Let me see if I can put version, and I'll put gold, right? So they're not going to have all the players on here. But, like, let's just talk about some players. So, like, Van der Ven is a perfect example, guys, of on the web app. This will be a really good player to trade with. I don't know necessarily what his price is going to be. I mean, if we look at his price on this game, obviously you can see this is what happens, right? And on the web app, he might have been like 10 or 12K. So he may have gone up the second day or third day, and you can see here he goes all the way up to 20K. He's going to drop off a cliff, and we'll talk about that. You guys don't need to know that for the web app because that's irrelevant. But this is going to be a really good type of player. He's going to be probably more expensive than last year, but this type of player, right? This is going to be who you want to have your eyes on early on. I would even say Isak. You know, I don't know how expensive Isak is going to be in the web app, but I know he got a huge upgrade. I just don't know if he's going to be that expensive. Isak last year in the web app, yeah, he was like, what, 3, 4, and then he went all the way up to 5K. So, you know, what you're going to see as well, you're going to see hours. Let's look at Isak and just talk about the web app, right? Let's pretend he's an 81 on FC25, okay? This type of player is going to be 1 hour at 2K, the next hour at 4K, the next hour back at 3K. But what I think a player like Isak is going to provide you over the days is he's going to rise. I think this type of player is just going to go up for the first couple of days, and then especially on that Friday when people start playing the gameplay, using the players. These players are on that kind of like 78 to 85 rating, right, that are not going to be too expensive are going to be amazing, amazing players to trade with. You know, Iñaki Williams could be a really good example of that. Let's take a look at his card, you know, from this year. Obviously, he could play right mid and striker. Goes from 3K to 5K, right? So the percentage margins and the lack of tax with these guys, I'm not saying you want to use these guys as investments. What I'm saying is that these guys are just going to be really good with fluctuations. People are going to be buying in 1 hour. People are going to be selling the next hour. You want to look for players that have pace. You want to look for players that play in good nations or good leagues, and you want to look for players that have good positions for their position. What I mean by that is that Iñaki Williams can play striker or on the wing. So that's what you really want to be focusing on when you're trading with. I got stuck with that Italian fodder Girelli card, and that's not what you want. You don't want to get stuck. I think Trossard is going to be a good player to trade with on this web app. You know, I think Konate is going to be really expensive, but Gakpo's a good look. But even lower than that, you could go even players like Bailey. Bailey will probably be a really good player to trade with, right? You know, just the way that I see it, at least. I wonder what he was as a right mid and a striker on the last web app, right? 2 to 3K. So he'll probably be a little expensive, but these are the players the types of players you want to be focused on the web app. Guys, hopefully this video helped you guys. I mean, that's really it. There's no secret recipe. EA have definitely made it harder on the web app to trade, but at the same point, I think it's a little less important to make coins overall because of the lack of time the web app has. You only have 2 days now. So 2 days to try to get on there and make some coins. Right away, you should plan on just trying to sell or discard your kits to get that first 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 coins. Anything else you can find in your club that you can sell. And from there, whatever you got, 1, 2, 3K, you start moving from there. You either try to start getting on bids. You could be looking at silvers, non-rare commons. You want to be looking at the good nations, the good leagues. Try to find a sniping filter. It's really not that hard. Once you can get up to 5K, if you can grind to that, it does get easier. Players like we just talked about, Bailey, Stones, Isak, these players are going to be going 1 hour from 4K to 6K. It's just how the fluctuation game works. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Starting to get excited for FC25. We'll see you guys in a new one soon. Peace.